and Elias is singing backstage to Braun.
This is so great. They have the camera here. Braun's here. The camera's facing him this way. Braun walks past the camera. The camera follows him and pans around, and then Elias is exactly where Braun had been. So in kayfabe, Elias just materialized out of thin air and did his guitar strum, and then he starts singing about Baron Corbin, and then Braun comes back, and Elias sings that he's in the limo down in the parking lot. I am absolutely here for magical materializing narrator troubadour Elias. I think that is so great that he could be backstage just telling people what's going on Raw. I think that's
Did you ever watch the Chris Rock movie Head of State?
I missed that one.
Nate Dogg narrates the whole thing via song.
Perfect.
And I'm like, you know what? That would work for Elias. What works for Braun is tearing stuff up. That's what got him over. But tell me that I wasn't the only one that was thinking, please don't Goldberg this. Please
oh my God.
Goldberg this.
Yeah.
I was so fearful.
And here's the thing. The people who are backstage handling Braun, they're students of the game. They probably told him over and over again, please don't Goldberg this. Please don't Goldberg this. They on their phone, they called up video of that thing on the network and showed it to Braun, say, just don't do this.
Yes.
And to his credit, he followed directions, and he did not do that.
So Braun grabs a lead pipe because he was told that Corbin was in the limo that we see down the hallway, down in the parking lot. He breaks the window out and then rips the limo door off its hinges. Corbin escapes, and Vince McMahon is standing there. All things considered, I think that's pretty solid, pretty cute, a nice way to do it. However, we go to a commercial break, Alex, for 3 minutes.
Yes.
So I'm very, very excited in the coming years to see whatever transpired during that commercial break.
Yes.
On the network. That's a behind the scenes I want to see.
I really liked coming back and Braun trying to put the door back on the limo. Thought that was great. I mean, we knew it was Vince McMahon's limo because that's how the show started, with him showing up and then getting the chauffeur to buff out a couple of spots. My thing is, does Vince own limos in every city that they normally perform in? Because they're in Memphis. So I know they didn't drive his ass from Connecticut to Memphis. That's not his limo. That's a rental. And for Vince to get so crazy and angry about having a limo get smashed up when we've already seen that they blow up limos for storylines. It's come on, guys.
And even I've got some well-to-do friends. They don't take limos anymore.
No, it's true.
I mean, I know I have some people that are doing pretty well in life. They used to take limos. They don't take limos anymore. Some people do. Apparently, Vince McMahon does. One of the greatest spots was Braun Strowman trying to reattach the door.
Loved it.
It's I think that's a way of okay, it's like self-deprecating humor.
Yes. No, but the best part was him putting it there and holding it, and then backing away, and it held for 1 second before falling off. It was perfectly timed. I mean, congratulations to the door for having great comedic timing. I thought this was fine. I'm waiting to see. That's what I'll say. I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with Braun, and if it comes out, exactly why this happened. If it's punishment for last week, I don't think that's on Braun. I think you sent him out there to drown. That was not, again, not utilizing your talent in the best way possible. If it's his elbow not being fully ready, fine. Okay, cool. But I just don't want this to be a thing where oh, Braun, go away. There's too much potential left in this guy.
Dang MQ says Uber is the new limo. That it is. So let me ask you, did you think Braun was going to flip the limo?
I mean, listen, he's flipped much larger vehicles in the past. This should be a light day for him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. It's definitely not his max. I'll tell you that.
So Vince McMahon says that he's fining Braun $100,000. And then he says he's taking away the Universal Championship match at the Royal Rumble. Okay. Whatever. We'll get back to Vince momentarily. Well, but what did you think?
Is he allowed to do that? I mean, aren't we in charge of Raw now? Like,
We were.
don't you have to like do like a Taboo Tuesday poll? Like, should Vince strip the match from Braun or not? And then if we vote that he should be stripped, then he's allowed to. Don't come out and tell me that I'm booking Raw, because if so, I didn't do this. You did.
Well, do you remember the time when Vince hired all of the viewers just so he could fire them? That was a good one. So
Yeah,
maybe he gave us the night off.
could be.
So I thought this was a solid segment for a very curious, odd situation, Alex. If you're handcuffed into this, then you know what? I'm all right with it.
Yeah. If you figured, okay, we got to get Braun out of this match for whatever reason, this is a perfectly fine way to do it. It actually puts him over while demoting him.
Exactly.
So that's the best way to do it.
And I mean, it uses what got Braun over and tearing stuff up, which we saw the highlight reel for a couple of weeks ago, but we haven't really seen a lot of it lately.
Yeah.
For any number of reasons. Them trying to make him a heel and not wanting him to be over in that way, or his elbow injury, whatever it may be. We haven't seen a lot of that lately. So I thought it was nice to kind of get that reminder and say, oh, okay, you know, Braun got over big time, and this is why. This is Fast and Furious. Yep. Not a lot of psychology, not a lot of selling, but in these matches, you don't have to have that. No. You don't have to tell a story. The story is a lot of moves. Somebody's trying to win. Yep. Don't care how you do it. Balor ends up pinning Cena with a coup de grace. This, like I said, Fast and Furious, WWE does these types of matches generally very, very well. And when they have stakes, that helps too, Alex.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The finishing sequence of these matches is always something I always look forward to figure out how the guys who aren't involved in the pinfall get kind of like eliminated and tossed out of the ring. That's always an interesting way of choreographing it to me. I like this very much. I liked that really the kill shot on Cena was the Claymore, because that thing just looks so vicious. And then Finn is able to seal the deal with the coup de grace and get the pin. I'm very happy for Finn. I think it's cool. He's absolutely being pushed to the moon right now. And it remains to be seen, because a lot of times they try and instill people with hope about this guy versus Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
And then it winds up Brock like no sells everything, or somebody attacks his opponent right before the match, and it's not really a match. So like it always winds up being like, okay, this is the guy who's going to beat Brock. Daniel Bryan had the blueprint for how a small guy can almost beat Brock Lesnar. Finn Balor can easily follow that. I don't know. What I want to see the Demon versus the Beast.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. That I think that would
bring it out, man.
That would help.
The Demon.
Also, I put this on Twitter. I know WWE wrestlers, there are several who watch this because they tell me, but hey, if you've ever shit your pants taking a coup de grace, hit me in the DMs. I won't say who you are. I'm just curious, man, how many of y'all have done it? Because I know it's happened to at least one of you guys. It has to have. I'm okay with Balor getting the spot. He is super over right now. He is white hot. And it's almost like a Becky Lynch thing where his overness kind of came out of nowhere. After these years of not really doing a whole lot, bam, he's super over. Bam, they're capitalizing on it. I like it. It was a solid match. My match ratings are up right now on Fightful Select early for subscribers of Tier 2 and above. And they will be up in the morning as they are after Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views. Overall, I think a solid, if not a confusing episode of WWE Raw tonight.